you're a guest and you're here for the first time. You came to learn about the broker opportunity with DAC. Um, I'm excited to share it with you. My name is David Rutz. I'm the founder of David Allen Capital, and I started this company to help serve businesses. Bottom line, I was a business owner, couldn't get funding at my bank, and I could, but I'd have to put up my house as collateral and a bunch of other collateral, and you can only get so much money that way. And that's really a personal loan. 9 out of 10 businesses in America, as you'll see, can't get funding at their bank. They can get a personal loan, maybe like a mortgage, but they can't get a business loan. And we started this company because we learned of a way to get them funding. And over 8 out of 10 people, I just checked it again this month, 8 out of 10 who meet our minimum qualifications have been approved this year. And I didn't look all of last year, but on average, every time I look, it's about 80% get approved who apply for funding with us. That's spectacular. So if a business needs money to grow, we can help them. We need more brokers, though. We need more brokers because local brokers support a local community. That local community wins, local business owners win, and you can have a great income opportunity starting part-time. You could even be full-time. But I've got some slides I want to share with you. So let me get my screen. Sharing is not turned on, so it looks like you guys got to make me a co-host because I switched hosts over. So if
Will
you
do,
can
will
make me,
do.
all right, take me. If you can make me a co-host, we'll do that. And okay, there we go. Share screen. So I'm going to go to my first, and then I'm going to open my Keynote, and this is going to be this one here, broker overview. We're going to play the other one in a little bit. So broker overview. Business loan broker funding the front line of capitalism, serving business owners. Now, why do we need to exist? Because businesses need capital. 90% can't get approved at the bank. We've got a funding platform that can help them. You can earn fast commissions and the business can scale. So can your business. There's no license required. It costs you no money to launch with us. You can get daily commissions with us, and you can build an agency of your own right in your local town. And right now, you can build with our agency. We're looking for people who want to be local leaders, who want to help lead and develop a buddy system, you and one or you and two brokers. And as you go out and get a funding, you get paid. So as an example, you help a business get 80,000, maybe you'll make $3,200 next week. One of your brokers does the same. Maybe you'll make $320. So imagine if you had 10 brokers or 50. Now, you never have to build a broker team, but just like a real estate office is only as good as how many agents you have in that town and how many are supporting everyone who wants to buy or sell a home, we're looking to do the same model with business funding. In your town, we need just more than you. We need you and a few. You never have to do this, but you can. So what does a broker actually do? Simple. They get to know business owners in their community. They act neighborly. They experience with that business owner's experience, and they let that business owner know, I can help you get capital. They connect them with our funding platform. We get them the best offer within one business day, generally always. And you earn income for referring that client. Now, some people love marketing business funding. I'm not a fan of debt. I'm a debt-free business. I'm a debt-free individual. I will take leverage. Leverage is getting money to grow something. Debt is money you take and spend. Leverage is money you take to grow. We're in the leverage business. We call them fuel plays. One location wants to go to 3 locations, needs money. Want an inventory discount? Need money. You want to start selling swag or an online website? Need money. Want to upgrade your store? Maybe hire more crews, maybe put a patio out back, and or maybe you need to hire, you got to buy materials and supplies to say yes to a job. These are all leverage opportunities. The business owner can't say yes without money. The problem is there are debt, but we call those rescue plays. Sometimes it's okay if a business is getting through a tight pinch where they're going to get evicted or they can't fix their equipment or they can't make payroll or they've got some inventory discount or they're out of inventory or maybe they got a tax lien or some big tax bill or legal settlement. That's a pinch they're in. Whatever that pinch may be, sometimes it's good to take money, even if you have to borrow it to get out of that pinch. So we're in the leverage business and the pinch release business, running rescue plays, right? So why business funding? Well, we already say businesses need it, but you realize that 27 million businesses out there are not bank eligible. They can't get bank funding. Most will fail, and 88% said the reason they fail is lack of capital. But you can be the difference, right? If the number one reason is lack of access to capital, what if you could get them that access? We come alongside and talk to banks and help them help their clients because bank managers don't want to say no. But the problem is they're only great for 10% of the businesses. 90% just don't qualify. Why are they rejected? Well, number one reason is you need to have collateral, as I already said. Plus, you need to be 2 years profitable, 700 FICO score, business plan that's approved by the bank. It's a long, complex app, but it can still work. But less than 1 million businesses in America qualify for bank loans. Less than 1 million. So here we come. Alternative capital. Folks, you can make an impact in your community. This does not exist in your town right now unless it's our brokers. No collateral required. 3 months business bank statements is all we need with 15,000 monthly revenue. Only a 550 FICO score. How about use the funds any way you want? How about a 5-minute app rather than a long app? Our board, we're not going to meet your board and make sure we approve your plans, and you can get funds as fast as 1 business day. Right now, over 9 million businesses qualify for our funding. And there's another 20 million businesses who aren't doing 15,000 a month that we can still help with our instant funding. You'll learn about that later. But this alternative capital industry, why do you want to be a part of it? Well, it's growing massively fast. Okay, it's expected to go over 378 billion in the next couple of years, already almost 300 billion now. It's a lot of money annually. It's a lot of money going out. Our first goal is just to get 1% of that. That'd be 3 billion in funding. And you as brokers would be earning 210 million bucks a year if that were the case. So finally, we have a business that can fund the 90% and an opportunity for you to help those businesses and get paid for doing it. Now, if there's alternative lending is great, why, where is our place? I guess we'd say, well, there's no one lender that's best for all. So we don't represent just one lender. That's like saying you're an airline you're a travel agent and you only represent Delta. That wouldn't be very smart. So there's over 100 providers in our space. About 20 are great. Most aren't. But even amongst the top 20, there's not one that's best for everybody. Could you imagine this? There's not one airline best for everybody. So based on industry type, monthly sales, time in business, etc., some lenders just won't lend to them. So how did we solve this? The same way Travelocity solved it. We created a platform that connects to all the top providers. So one application with us online, we go out and find the best offer from the top providers. And that's what that circle represents. You see some red declines, you see some green approvals, and then you see that big green approval. That's the best one. Our funding platform is called Bank Breezy. David Allen Capital owns it. We're partnered. 1 5-minute application. Best providers compete for the deal. We deliver the best offer. Not always in 1 business day, but as a standard within 1 business day. If it's not 1 business day, it's because we're getting mainly declines, right? But simple and convenient solution for the unbankable 90%. So what kind of offers do they get? People always say, well, how much does it cost? Well, it costs more than a bank, but it's easier to get approved than a bank, and you don't have to put collateral up. But it doesn't cost anything if your business grows to pay for it, right? So Core Rate preferred funding product, generally you'll get approved for about 1 to 2 times your monthly revenue. This is our harder to get approved product. So an example, you're doing $100,000 a month, we can get you $100,000 or up to $200,000. What are the rates? We don't talk rates. We'll show the total cost of capital. It's like this. If I said, hey, can you loan me $5 for lunch? And you go, yeah, I'll give you 5. You give me $7 back. What's it costing? $2. Real easy for a business owner to understand that. That's how we do it. Cost of funding, you're going to pay $1.15 to $1.25 for every dollar you get. So you get 100 grand, you're going to pay back 115 to 125. 2 years in business, 15,680 FICO score to qualify for our core rates. They're harder to qualify for. There was a time this is the only product we had. We still had 80% qualification because we told people you need 2 years in business, 15,000 a month, and 680 FICO score. And we wouldn't let them apply unless they had that. So you will get over 80% approved if you match those numbers there for core rate. That's pretty spectacular. But if you don't get approved for core rate, we have something called flex rate. We're always trying to get core rate, but if not, we had a solution. We added this over time. We've been in business 10 years. We had to add this because some just we couldn't help. Our flex rate goes to the marketplace. So you're going to get approved for less, maybe only a half to one times your monthly revenue. So if you're doing 20,000 a month, maybe you'll only get 10,000. Okay. Cost of capital is more. Now you're paying $1.26 all the way up to $1.50 for the money. So as an example, you get 50K, you pay back 60 something to 75. Okay. It's a lot easier to qualify. 6 months in business, only a 550 FICO score. But the key is if the benefits outweigh the cost, they proceed. You know, I had a Mexican restaurant apply with me in around 2016, one of my first years, and they were declined by every provider but one. And that one said, we'll give them 100,000, but they got to pay back 150 in a year or 9 months. I forget the exact terms, but I remember it was 150 for 100. I'm like, I'm going to just tell them they're declined. That's ridiculously crazy is what I thought. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of paying 50 grand for 100 grand. Are you kidding me? And I told her she was declined. She was devastated. She's like, I got this need for a patio. This is before COVID, by the way. I've got a line out my door all the time. I have no more seating in the building. I need to build seating in my patio, lights, tables, fence. So it's up to code. I need 100 grand. My sales will go through the roof. I said, I'm sorry you're declined. You said you could help me, David. I was so hopeful. I said, well, I got you one offer, but it's crazy expensive. She said, how much? I said, if you get 100, you got to pay back 150 in a year. It may have only been 9 months, as I said. She said, I'll take it. And I said, take it. What do you mean? She goes, I'll turn that 100 into so much more than that $50,000 cost. She paid it off early. She's never needed money again. And I no longer judge whether something's expensive because I don't know the use of funds. So we deliver the best offer. We don't determine the pricing. We just determine whether we'll offer it or not. I learned then I'm always going to offer our best offer. They can say no. It's okay if they do, right? So if the benefits outweigh the cost, it's not expensive because the benefit paid for the cost. We don't determine, we guarantee the best offer though. Bank Breezy says if we don't get you your best offer, we'll give your client $500. They find a better offer elsewhere. That's pretty spectacular. 10 years in business, 4.6 Trustpilot rating, 10 years strong, experienced leadership. I've got over 30 years. Our corporate funding team combined, we've got about 20 people working on files right now. And combined, there's hundreds of years of experience, thousands of clients talked to. We launched the Bank Breezy platform. Over 300,000 businesses have been through it. And our goal is to have 100,000 local brokers, just like EXP or Keller Williams or the old Century 21, right? Or Allstate or State Farm and Farm Bureau. We are building an agency nationwide through brokers, and we need more. This is what your website looks like. Your clients go check this out. They can watch videos. They can get all their details. They fill out this simple online form. We've got social posts to share, videos that they can watch. They simply go through and then apply. So all business success starts with who? You. You help business owners grow. You get paid fast with big bonuses. Now, I will say this, one of the key experiences you'll need is business owners need to be able to feel that you care. I'm telling you, I don't care if you have a finance background. If you do have a finance background, but you have commission breath and you're just trying to make money, you won't get clients. But if business owners will experience you and experience that you actually care, and you're not looking to get them to apply today, but you're looking to educate them, and if and when they need funding, they're going to come to you. And if it's not the right fit, you'll tell them go to their bank. If they experience that out of you, you'll get referrals after referrals after, you'll get 100 clients a year in your own town. But if you have commission breath and try to make things happen and get out there and I'm going to close some people today, I'm going to close some people, you'll get no customers and you'll fail. So if you have a heart to serve your community, you have a heart to be neighborly, you have a heart to take care of businesses, you don't mind making a lot of money because you made a massive impact, then great. We got a great compensation plan for you. We also have merchant processing and instant gig funding for those 20 million businesses under. You can learn more about those in our training, but our main focus is right there. Our core rate funding product. Our core rate averages just over $100,000 of funding. If you focus on the core product, you'll average $100,000 of funding and about $3,000 in income for funding. All right. Broker compensation. Let's look at this. This is fun. Fund to client, get paid the day after we are. It's not the next day, it's the day after we are. It's usually within a week. All right. You're one conversation away from your next payday. Get started today, refer someone tomorrow. They get funding by the end of the day, Friday or Monday. You're paid by next Friday. A week from now, you got a big check, right? So you want to add more to your retirement. You want to do this part-time and escape your job one day, the way I did from General Motors years ago. Started a part-time business, got me out of my General Motors career, built my part-time business and agency up slowly. So this is always geared toward you. I have a heart for you because I was you, right? So nationwide territory, but we say start local. Every funding equals fast income. You earn 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue. Now, you don't have to be good at math. I'm going to talk dollars in a minute here, but as an example, you help someone get 100,000 bonus revenue. What we can pay out might be about $8,000 on that. It may only be 5,000, but let's just say it's 8,000. You're making 40 to 80%, depending upon where you are on our ladder. You can see what you'd earn there. It may only be 4,000 if it's a core rate product. You're still making 40 to 80%. Same $100,000 funding. So if we earn less because we charge a lot less, or it's lower risk, or whatever the reason may be, you're obviously going to get paid less, right? But this is where you'd love to be, at the 4% bonus revenue every time. 4,000 bonus revenue. That means they're real good products going out, low risk, high approval amounts, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 approvals. You don't mind making bonus revenue of only 4%. So $1,600 to $3,200. Maybe it's 10,000 bonus revenue. You'll make 4 to 8,000, like on one of our flex rate products. So bonus revenue is what you're paid off of. This just gives you an example, but these are all pretty good numbers for helping that business owner. Here's what our ladder looks like. How do you go from 40 to 80? First, you got to go through our certification process. Takes you about 3 hours. You got to pass some tests. You can retake it if you don't. It's not very difficult. Don't be intimidated by test. I mean, you get to look at the answers afterward. If you got them wrong, you see what you got wrong and you can retake it. It's 10 questions per video. It's not difficult, but it is compliance related. We're the only company in the funding space that has a compliance required training. We're the only ones. We are setting the standard. When you're certified, you make 40%. If you don't get certified, you only make 10. You're just a referral partner. You get a couple clients with a certain amount of bonus revenue, you're at 57, 60%, 12 plus a certain amount of bonus revenue, you're at 70%. And when you have 20 clients and a certain amount of bonus revenue, so it can't be 20 real small ones, 20 and some numbers, you're at 80%, you become a national marketing organization. That's how you climb the ladder. Now, here's the key. We need more brokers. Why? Millions of business owners are closing every couple of years for lack of capital. They don't know about us, or if they do know about alternative capital, it's from a telemarketer who's trying to gouge and smack commissions at them, calling from New York or Miami or one of the telemarketing houses. We need local, what did I say, local brokers, just like the real estate industry. Real estate, talk about opportunities, 4.74 million homes sold, 3 million brokers in real estate. That's one for every 1.58 homes sold. Still a great opportunity. If you're one of the better ones, you're going to get a lot of sales. If you're not, it's going to be hard, right? But look at business funding. No license required, no monthly fees, no listing fees, all that. Nothing wrong with real estate. It's a great industry, but check this out. 9 million businesses who qualify for our larger funding. There's only 100,000, not even 100,000 brokers throughout North America now. Most of them are telemarketing houses. They come and go. And then us. We're leading this. We need more to help us lead this. 90 businesses per broker. Unbelievably crazy good opportunity. Lead your local market. We'll teach you how. And again, the 20 million small businesses can get our instant funding. We can help them. Now, support local, buddy up. You don't ever have to do this, but if you really want to make an impact, we allow you to build an agency, not just get your own clients. As we said at the very beginning, you can build an agency. We call it buddy up. You and one, you and two, you and three. Together, you help more businesses. You earn overrides on their clients. You're not limited just your city, but the more neighborly and local you keep it, the more of a massive impact you'll make, and the more customers will trust and refer you. Okay. So, but once you learn how to lead one market, you can magnify your business and you can duplicate that by recruiting someone in the neighboring town to lead up that market. And they can maybe recruit someone across country who leads up that market with a handful. And they introduce someone else who introduced someone else, someone else. And all of these you can earn an override on. This is how that works. In your agency income, remember that ladder you're at? Let's say you're at the 60% level because you got some clients. Agency income, if you refer other brokers, you're called an enroller, just like a real estate broker gets paid on any agents they enroll. You get paid on any brokers you enroll here. And that's 4% of everything they do, not just once, for life. 4% of their bonus revenue every month for life, just by being a certified broker. That's the only qualification. You have to be a certified broker and recertify every year, and you'll make 4% on every one of their clients. You know, some good productive people, you can make some significant money. But you also have something called an override spread. And we'll show you how that works. So let's say you introduce me, I'm your new broker. You're at the 60% level, I'm at the 40. I go out and get a client for 100,000. They're excited. I'm making an impact. I feel good. I'm helping that business expand locations. And that's got 8,000 bonus revenue, let's say. I'm at the 40% level, so I make $3,200. Am I happy? Yeah, I'm happy for my client most, but I don't mind making $3,200. The bank pays us this, right? Pretty darn cool. You are the enroller. So as I said, because you enrolled me, you make 4% no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're at the 40% level or the 50 or the 60, as long as you're a certified broker, you make 4% of what? Of that bonus revenue. So $8,000 bonus revenue, you're going to make $320 on my client. Even if you've never gotten a client before, you made 320 bucks. But in this example, we're showing you're at the 60% level because you've climbed the ladder by getting clients. You're going to make the spread between the 60 and the 40. 20% of that 8,000. So that's another $1,600 you earn. So you really earn $1,920 on my client. Client's happy. I'm happy. You're happy. And guess what? There's people above you at the 70 and 80% level. They're earning some too. You climb this ladder, you capture more. You don't climb ladder, you capture less. Someone's getting it. We pay out 80% on every funding that occurs in this business. 80% is being paid somewhere. It's just how much of it are you capturing? So we'll help you climb this ladder and you can earn on it. As you go up the ladder, you earn more on your clients and you earn more on your team. So we have other agency income as well. In addition to the override spreads, you know how we said you get that 4% enroller bonus no matter what? Well, we have a couple others levels too, because we realize some people are going to pass you in the override spread, and we'll even pay you through 5 levels of a business. The people you refer, who they refer, you have to qualify for it, but you can earn on their production as well, just like a health insurance agency or a mortgage business or a real estate company, right? 80% leadership overrides. What does that mean? Well, if you reach the 80% level and someone reaches it in your team, Lisa here, they've cut out your override spreads, right? You're still making the 4%. You still make these 5 levels, but we also have something now called a leadership maker bonus. We're going to give you 2% of all of her bonus revenue on her entire company every single month. You're getting 2%. You're earning like revenue sharing on this company. Pretty spectacular. So an income summary, anytime you help get a client, you're self-employed, you earn. That's great. But you're also a business owner because anytime you enroll someone, you get override spreads and 5-level pay of at least 4% on people you personally enroll. So no matter what, everyone you personally enroll, you're earning on. And if you climb the ladder, you're earning override spreads as well. And if your agency continues to expand, you get paid on it. You got to qualify, but you get paid on it. The key is we know not everybody is experienced, so we give a complimentary plan. We've got an LMS system where you can get your training. We got a back office that shows you where to go, where your client status is, promo tools ready to go, the funding platform that you have access to, and all this is complimentary to you. We have a support community 24/7, live daily coaching every day at 11:30. We have a huddle you can plug into, real support, real people, not recordings. We do have chatbot recordings for 24/7, but we encourage live support and ticket system. And look at this, leaders win only when you do. Do you realize no one earns until you get a client? right? So they want to help you get clients, and you're never flying blind here or flying alone because you got corporate helping you, systems helping you, your enroller helping you, and your leaders. Again, 80% is going somewhere. They want to see you win. They want to see you climb that ladder as well. In corporate, we don't make a dime until you make a dollar. That's our guarantee. We offer a better way to serve and succeed. No fees, no risks, no fine print, but yet fast commissions are possible. Start this part-time, you and a buddy. Same way I started this company. Me and a buddy started talking to clients locally when I launched this company. Got some fundings our first few weeks. So, hey, let's talk to a few more clients, and hey, let's get a few more buddies, and just continue to grow. And now today, we've got over 7,000 active brokers in our company. And we're expanding still. We've had over 70,000 join. 1 in 10 is still active. What does that tell you? Just like in real estate, 9 out of 10 who get a real estate license never sell a home. Don't believe that you can't just because those are the numbers. What's the difference between those who can and those who can't? They think they can, they get trained, they get certified, they take it serious, and they help clients, and they win. Nothing stops you but you. The product's amazing. We've already helped over 30,000 clients get funding. So it's not up for does this work? It's do people want to work it? Summary: nationwide small business solution, proven platform, real solution, real need, real impact. You can make a difference in your community, get paid fast, monthly, get paid on teams. You're never alone. And if you can follow the system and talk to business owners, this works. Part-time, we encourage you start part-time and build it up to full-time. There's no guaranteed income. So performance, if you have pressure, it's harder. You want some pressure to succeed, but you don't want pressure to live, to cover your bills. So stay part-time and build this up. No license required. Work from anywhere. You can launch. Literally, you can sign up and be live tomorrow. Again, this works. Only question is, do you want to work it? It's not for you. Tell me more, or this is awesome. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through 4 steps. You get to think you already are turned on by this, turned off by this, or you're in between. Let me just show 4 steps of getting started before we go into the rest of our great evening. The 4 steps are simple. You just get started. It's free. You join. Worst case, you cancel. It's not even like you have to give a credit card or cancel. It's not like you got a free trial, but we need your credit card. No, we've never asked you for your credit card. We don't ask for your credit card. Okay, so get started 100% on us. Get certified. Watch for your invitation in the mail. You'll have a link to your certification website. Go get certified online. It'll take you about 3 hours. So get that completed and then get going. Follow the training, share the platform. We have funding training. We have additional modules after you get certified. You'll see those only after you're certified. And then get yourself positioned. Start climbing up that ladder, right? As you're certified, you're already positioned to earn on any brokers you enroll and earn 40% on any fundings you bring in, 40% of the bonus revenue. But as you get clients, you climb that up, right? Climb that ladder. And then I'd just ask you this. Choose your path. Are you interested in being a solo broker, a broker enroller, and build a small agency, you and 1, you and 2, you and 3? Or are you looking at this saying, wait a minute, I know there's people at Keller Williams who have thousands of agents, and people at EXP with thousands of agents, and people at State Farm who've got hundreds of agents. And yeah, they get paid on their own customers, but they also get paid on their agency. Why wouldn't I do that? There's business owners. It's up to you. We offer it. That's what I am. I'm an agency builder, right? But I love solo brokers. We support them all. So again, we thank you for coming out tonight. This is a time, if you're a brand new person and you decided to come out and give this a look, you know whether this is for you or not based on what we've said. I just want to end by saying this. In 1990, I graduated from college. I'm 58 years old today. I worked for General Motors, always wanted to be a business owner. Had a couple part-time businesses, sold t-shirts, had a little coupon cards, and did different things while I was in college. Did the snow shoveling as a high school kid, paper routes, all that stuff, right? All those stories you hear. And I got that corporate job, and it was nice to have a guaranteed secure paycheck. It was nice. And but I wanted the freedom. I didn't want to have a boss. I wanted upside. I didn't want a glass ceiling to my income, and I didn't want a restricted schedule. I remember driving through a city called Grosse Pointe, Michigan, in my town, and it was like a Tuesday afternoon, and the lake was full of sailboats and boaters. I'm like, what do these people do that they're out on the lake on Tuesday afternoon? I happen to have the day off or something. Maybe I was going to the doctor. I don't recall. But I remember going, I want to be able to have Tuesdays off. I want Saturday to feel like Tuesday. And I was a little immature, but yet driven. I was a young man. And so I decided to start looking in the paper for ways to make part-time money. And I found a way, and it was similar to this, but we were selling consumer products. But I could build an agency. It's called a team. And I did it. And most people I recruited didn't. And I was okay with 1 out of 10 succeeding. But then over time, I realized 9 out of 10 who didn't succeed were losing money because it costs money to go in those programs. And I started not liking it. So I started a free company. And I said, I'm not going to allow anyone to. So I went from being by the way, I got out of General Motors with that company, but then I started feeling guilty for the amount of people who were losing money. So I started a free company, and that company's still in business today under a different name. I left that company for some legal reasons. It was about to sell to Sprint, frankly, transparently. Sprint, if you remember Sprint Mobile, I actually had to walk away to keep it from selling. I was the largest shareholder, and I was the voice of the company. But Sprint wanted to buy us and not pay the reps. I wasn't going to stand for that. Unfortunately, it was what happens when you're a minority owner. All that to say, the other thing I saw is you can't make money in a team business on a consumer product unless you have thousands of people in your team. I didn't like that. I wanted to find a way where you could make full-time money without building a team. And where it was legitimate, you were helping customers, where you weren't upcharging something to do it. We don't determine the pricing, the bank does. We get paid from the bank. The bank determines what they want to charge that customer. They know they can afford it because they're looking at their bank statements. We give the best offer. We know they can afford it if their sales stay the same. And so the business is benefiting, and I can make full-time income as a broker by giving that away to someone, offering that. And I was that business owner who couldn't get funding. Man, you're speaking right to something I experienced. Wanted to grow my company. I couldn't afford the growth. So you're helping me, and you're speaking to my company. We had over 100,000 reps, but only a couple percent would make big money because you had to have a big team because it was a consumer product. There was only $20 or $30 coming in a month. And I thought most people won't stick through that. So we have people making significant income with comment without having a team, because you can make full-time money just by getting clients. But then we have others who've built agencies because they want to have business ownership and leverage of other people's efforts. You get to decide: solo broker, small team builder, agency expander. You get to decide. What I will say this to you is this: we want to help you succeed as a business owner. We don't make a dime unless you make a dollar. And if you only make a dollar, we only make a dime. If you make 100,000, we'll make 10,000. If you make $1 million, we make 100,000. If over the next 10 years you make $4 or $5 million, we make $400,000 or $500,000. But if you make zero, we make zero. So I don't know of another company on the planet that I'm aware of that only earns when you earn. As the company, we have bills almost $1 million a year in fixed costs to provide this opportunity complimentary. It's not free. It's complimentary to you, though. So I would just say this: we've got a special event planned tonight. It's called Thursday Live. We're launching some new stuff tonight, some contest incentives, got some trainings and different things. But you're here looking for the first time, and I just want you to experience me sharing what I love about our company. And that's, you get to start part-time with no financial investment. You do have to get trained. You do have to want to help business owners. You want to be neighborly with them and actually help them. You do have to understand the product a little bit, but you're never going to promote the rates or the costs or anything. You don't do that. You refer the client, they fill out the app. Our team does that. You're not allowed to, in fact. You can make a check with a comment on every funding, and you can build a team and offer that gift to people. So we're not for everybody, but we're for a lot of people. And we want to have 100,000 active brokers, not 7,000, and we need more. You could become a pretty strong player with us and help a lot of people make an impact.